on this computer. All right. Hi, Marla.
Hi, Betty. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's a great opportunity to get to know each other. And actually, we just had a short conversation to do a little more of that. What a delight. So I would like to ask you, how are you pivoting during this time of COVID?
Well, it's been an interesting journey just in this 6 months because all of my youthful exuberance to take on everything and do it well reared its ugly head. So I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. But I am a Box Life associate, and I focus my business on helping and partnering. I'm partnering in a mission to help 1 billion people reach their wellness potential. And so I got connected with Achieve through one of my customers, Virginia Phillips, and I've been in a revenue stream helping practitioners and everybody move this product in as part of their service. So it doesn't have to be a standalone product. It absolutely can extend the value of their product and make their services more sustainable. So anyway, that's how I got involved with that group. But how did I pivot? I have to do a lot of retail. My normal flow is to do a lot of trade shows, to set up displays, to talk to people in public, and that just went whack. I mean, I'm packing the car for a show 2 hours out of town, and we get the notice that everything's closed in the state. So I looked at everybody scrambling, what I thought was scrambling. What I saw, these all of a sudden busy promoting, selling everything. And I said, I'm going to sit down for 30 days and I'm going to watch. And the only thing that I did, because everybody was doing this push shove like they're doing now, where this person's wrong, this person's right, oh, this news isn't right, this news is wrong, all of that stuff could drive you crazy. I just started doing video posts on resiliency. So I would do a live a day on what it meant to be resilient. I used to teach that. I have modeled that many, many times in my life with my careers. And it felt good. That felt like all I could contribute. And not everybody commented, but I was amazed at how many people said, I saw you. And so, not knowing that the purpose was to build some connectivity with the community, it occurred. And that felt good. And then about April, I just checked in with everybody on my team. And about April, I started saying, hey, let's get out there. People need this product. It helps with anxiety. Where they can listen now. They've got about 5-6 weeks under their belt. And so I would say half of the team wasn't ready to do that, and others got active. So I'd say my business took a hit. It took a big hit. And it's maybe 50% back in place, but and I'm doing more retailing now myself and doing online parties, and so it's been an evolution. There was no one thing at any point. I did a lot of online networking. So I didn't disappear into my walls. I disappeared into a computer.
Right. Yeah. Do you ever have the feeling you're falling into the screen? I mean,
Yeah, and the first 6, I'm an ambivert. I can be out there doing speaking, training, whatever, and be consumed for 10 hours a day, but then I got to come home. And then that's my landing zone. And so I was good for about 6 weeks, and then it was like, oh, okay, I am going to put a mask on and go to the grocery store. I don't care. We've been doing pickup, but it's like I just have to do one or two things to get out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what about you? Let's talk
Okay.
about how you got involved with or connected with people in Achieve and what you're doing and what services you have.
Okay, well, in my local network in Monterey, California, when COVID hit, I picked up the phone and called everybody in the whole network to say, "How are you?" Because I was devastated. I love to hang out, and all of a sudden, that was just not an option. It was like, wham, you know. So, my response was, well, I'm not going to deal with it on that level. And I was surprised at how many people were so devastated that they could barely speak, and thanked me for calling them. And then some people were, okay, I'm going to pick up. I don't know how this is going to go. I too am devastated. And, so it's, to me, it's like reach out and connect more. And one of the women in the group has just put out a book, and I edited her book. And her name is Gina Peterson Estrada. It's an amazing book about resiliency through your cancer journey called Start Here, and I highly
Sure.
recommend it. It's amazing. So, and then Gina had brought Joey down to be a speaker, Joey Garrity, at our network. And next thing I knew, I was in the Prosperity Club with them. And I became referred to Toby, or Toby Terry, and started working with her. And Toby brought me in to meet Vanessa, and I've chatted with Vanessa, and I've been in a little touch with Rob, who I understand is incredibly busy, obviously. So that's been my journey, is to come in. And so what I do is, I am a writing professional. I do copy and I do edits. As I said, I love to edit books. I love to create copy for people that really brings a coherent message and is authentic to their brand, so that they have that in place and they can move on with the next part of putting their business out into the public and moving through with confidence in their message. And my very favorite thing to do is to just collaborate with people, because the best part about what I do is when an author realizes that their message is bigger than they thought. And,
Yeah.
that's like huge. That just makes everything light up. And I love it when I feel that from the author. I'm actually getting goosebumps talking about it. And so that's one thing. And then, when I'm doing writing copy for someone who's like, I love brilliant people who are just too brilliant, and they need someone. In some cases, they need someone to translate for them because they only speak genius.
I'm that person, so we're having more conversations after this phone call.
Wonderful. So, and so that's, thank you. And so that's my mission, is to bring more clarity into the marketplace. And I'm in this process of designing a training that I'm calling the 3 Golden Apples for Business Writing Success. And I'm working on it. I've got a bunch of materials. Now I need to make more videos. And because people need to be able to deliver their message clearly. And I was trained by master people early in life, including one of the great masters of the English language and the art of rhetoric, real old school lady, very, very intense training. And so
Who was that?
you don't have to do it. Her name was Marion Shelby. And she was, as I say, a master at what she did. I was in her last class before she retired. So she made sure we got it. And
Was that in Santa Cruz?
no, it was in New Jersey. I'm
Okay.
from New Jersey originally. It was
Yeah.
in Teaneck, New Jersey. And, I will never forget what I went through in her class. And what I learned from her is this eternal group of truths that is the very essence of communication. So I feel wonderful that I can tell you this.
Well, I'm an English major and I have a master's in online education. So
Yeah.
I don't like to proofread though.
Well, let's talk about that. Yeah, and because I find that when you take the fine nuances of grammar and you can elevate a phrase so that it becomes more clear to the reader, it's really a wonderful thing. And, so I work very closely with authors to put their stuff together. And I'm contributing right now to a group of essays that will be compiled and hopefully released early next year. That's called Diamonds of Wisdom. And so yeah, on with the show. And I've just had a blast getting to know you slightly, Marla. You're wonderful.
I'm let's put it this way: you can apply the words eclectic and character to me, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I mean, what I mean by wonderful is like I felt like my field of connection is expanding through this conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful. I guess that's what interviews are kind of about.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, um, what else would you like to share about your experience or your insights?
Well, that's my problem. So let's look at it this way. Let me make this statement. The reason I don't write a book is I have too much that gets caught up in my head, and I try to write it, and it does not come out like I would speak it. I am a verbal communicator. I can write really well, but my ditzy insanity intelligence doesn't come through well in the written word.
Right.
In other words,
Yeah.
I like to have fun. You have to understand that I will have some irreverence around what somebody else feels is serious. But if you're absolutely going to get hung up over that, then I will keep my mouth shut. You're really like, you're kind of open and you're vulnerable, and you don't even really hear how you've blocked your thinking, or you've made a huge assumption that's just blocking your movement. I'll poke at it. And
Yeah. Well, you're doing a service by doing that, and
yeah,
some people aren't going to like it, but you can't please everyone. And if one person gets it and says, hey, she's got a point, I need to stop doing that, then, that's great. That's
yeah.
all about.
So my looking good is to not wear high heels. I haven't done that for 35 years because physically that just ruins my feet. And I'll laugh out loud in a room if it's too quiet. You got to stir the pot. You got to just stir that pot.
Yes, and may it be so. Right. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I think this has been a fabulous interview, and if you are agreeable to it, I'm going to stop recording.
Yes.
Okay.